Hola todo mi gente hermoso, bellos, amores, beautiful people watching my channel. Yes, you are. Because if you're watching this, then you are meant to watch this. You are one of the woken people on this planet, and you are meant to be here right now. And we are meant to go through this together. What are we going through? Who knows, bro? Who knows what's going on in the world? There's always something going on in the world. I could talk about literally so many things going on, but I'm choosing to focus on the good, because it's so easy to focus on the bad. Literally, my point proven. Like, I don't know how long I spent setting up my equipment for this video, and I'm telling you, like, none of it wanted to work. Like, the camera didn't want to stay still, the sound check was bad, the light kept turning off. Like, I don't know what it is, but something just doesn't want me to record this video. And I feel like it's just a learning process. Like, if I want to be who I want to be, then I have to learn to do this on the regular. I have to learn for this to not get in my way. I've been talking to a lot of people, like other content creators, and a lot of reasons why things hold them back is because they don't want to set up their equipment. They don't want to have to hire a cameraman. They don't want to have to invest in the proper things that are going to help them elevate, like a camera or a light or a microphone. Whatever content that they do, we have to spend money showing that and doing that. I'm sure any content creator does, whether it's travel. I feel like it's an investment either way. And if you want to perfect your practice, then you have to keep practicing it. You have to keep doing it so that it can become better. And that's how I see it. So I don't let little things like that get in my way. Like, it might be annoying, but I'll start this video as much time as I have to. I'll start this video at whatever time I need to start. Like, it's literally 2 a.m. right now. And I'm like, you know what? I'm getting this message right now, and I'm feeling inspired. And, I didn't want to take my makeup off either. So here we are. And I finally got everything set up. So cool, If you really want something, you're going to do whatever it takes to achieve it, right? That's the power of manifestation. If you want it, you gotta go get it. And somebody told me that the other day, and I'm like, yeah, I've heard that before. But honestly, it hit different this time, because they were like, if you want to meet the love of your life, you gotta go out and wake up early and follow your routine. And you never know, like, who you meet at the coffee shop, at the gym, through that routine that you're doing. Even if it's not for love, even if it's like a connection that's gonna help you elevate. You know what I'm saying? You have to go out there and put yourself out there. And that's actually hard for me, because I don't like leaving my house. I think there's like a name for that, like a phobia of leaving your house or just leaving your comfort zone. I could do it, but it's like I have to force myself to do it. And it's not so bad when I go out and do it, because I be having the time of my life, baby. Like today we went to have dinner, we went to a seafood pollo, and we saw the 𝐒𝐿𝐂𝐃𝐈 movie. And it was cool, it was dope, and I had a good time. And we also went to the beach yesterday. That's why I'm so tan. And I loved it because, I love the beach. That's my happy place. But, I thought it was going to be a drag. I thought it was going to be too hot. I thought I wasn't going to have a good time. But I did, and I enjoyed myself. And the views were chef's kiss, amazing. Like, now I want to go move near the beach. Well, I've always wanted to, but, hopefully in the future. I feel like that's the message for today, guys. Like, if you want it, you gotta go get it. Especially after watching the 𝐒𝐿𝐃𝐈 movie. If you know. But I know how hard it can be and how easy that can sound. And it can be so hard to restart your life, to be honest. But I don't know how many phases I've already gone through that I feel like I've restarted my life. And I'm here to tell you, like, it's gonna be okay. Like, you can go start new. You can go reset your life if you need to. If you don't, if you like your life, then good. But I feel like we always need to find new ways to keep improving as well. It can be scary though, I know. It can be scary to step into the unknown. But I feel like that's what life's about. It's navigating our ways and finding our own paths and making our own paths. Sometimes we gotta be that trailblazer, the one that starts a new path. Or you can keep following the herd in the same path. It's your choice. But that really stuck out to me. If you want it, you gotta go get it. Like, I almost forgot that, to be honest. And I told myself, like, oh, I'm gonna remember, like, the power of manifestation. I have to apply it in my life. I'm always talking about it. And sometimes I forget because we might fall out of routine, or we might fall into our worries, or like the pressure of life in today's world. It can make it so easy to forget. But I think that is so important to remember. Important to remember it in the little things, like taking a break for a little while, or for a longer time, as much time as you need to. Maybe it's just one day that you need to go out and you need to enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went out, and I can say, I had a really good time. Like, I just went out with my parents and I had a really good time. We was laughing, like I was just crying from laughing the whole time. And I got like a drink, and I got tipsy, and I spilled the second drink all over me, but we were just laughing it off. I didn't let it get me mad, even though everybody was like, ooh, like everybody. It was embarrassing, yes, but I honestly like look at my life as a comedy show. And so, even in those little moments where you should be mad at something, that something's gonna trigger you, but you don't let it. You take control, you take power, and you remind yourself of what's actually important, right? And that is important. That is key to getting to where you want to go, to living a good life. I think happiness is way more valuable than money or finances or any worry. Like, they say money can't buy happiness, and some people, they could argue with that. I'm one of those people. But honestly, it's two different things. You can buy things, materialistic things that make you happy. I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people. Materialistic things make me happy. Sometimes I want to go do some little shopping therapy. But does that really make you happy in your soul, in your mind, in your body? If you take away those things, if you take away the materialistic things and the money, what money buys you, are you really going to be happy? You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you can buy your own home, you can buy a vacation. Those things get to those things get you to where you're actually going to be happy, but that's not what actually makes you happy. What makes you happy is that place that you went to. What makes you happy is actually that home that you built for yourself. You know what I'm saying? That you worked hard for. You don't just become happy just because you clicked purchase, or you clicked buy after that plane ticket. I know that hurt. I know that hurt your bank account. I know that hurt something in you. When I spend money, that shit hurts, even if I have the money. What makes you happy is actually what you know that you're about to experience. And when you look at life in that way, I feel like you're always gonna be winning. 2 on the timer as I looked. You gotta go chase what makes you happy, for sure. And there's things that help along the way, like money or people. People can also help. People that are going to remind you to go after what you want. I feel like there's always a community behind a successful person, or there's always someone who believed in them. You know what I'm saying? Even though there was so many others who didn't, there's always that one or few group of people that did. And that's what gets you through. That's why, you have so many online friends, or you have so many online supporters, because that's what's getting you through. Those are the people that are engaging with you and that are part of your audience, part of your community, that believe in you. And that's when I started doing this, is when people started telling me, like, oh, like actually messaging me, like, oh, your videos are actually helping me, especially when you talk about God and things like that. And I've posted that on my channel. Like, I'm not saying it to brag, but I'm saying, like, those are the little things that keep people going. Like, everybody needs a supporter to believe in them. And it's hard when you feel like the world is against you, when you feel like nobody's by your side. It makes you want to give up. It makes you want to quit. So, you need other outlets of support, not just people. So I understand the money aspect, but money is also not the only outlet of support. You can find support in other ways. But it just makes sense if you think about it. Like, we have to chase the things that we want. We have to find the support that we need. If you want to be more faithful, You gotta go read the Bible. You gotta go to church. You have to make it a part of your routine. If you wanna be more fit, you go to the gym. If you wanna buy a house or a car, you have to save up for that. You have to apply for the places that you want. You have to go physically and go see different choices, different options, right? It's all a process. Everything is a process. So why not, why not chase your biggest dreams? Why not chase exactly what you want? All it is taking action. Everything requires action. I talked about this on my manifestation video. I feel like taking action is one of the most important parts. And a lot of times we don't feel motivated to take action, like, because you can let things get in your way and bother you, or you can just keep going and keep moving and keep persevering. Just like me trying to start this video. Honey, I was almost like, let me just take off my makeup and go to bed. But I'm like, no, like, my future self is gonna thank me for it. You have to think of your higher self and go after that. I have periods where I go silent, but I set myself up for success so that it doesn't even affect me. Like if I get sick or if I feel unmotivated, I know that I already put in the work for me to like take that time and actually keep myself from burning out. You know what I'm saying? You have to set yourself up for success. I always like to try to be a few steps ahead because life will throw you those, I don't know why I'm thinking stones. Life will throw you those roadblocks, and you gotta try to maneuver them as best as you can while you have the energy, so that when you don't have the energy, you can continue doing what you love and it won't affect you in the moment. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd be bedrotting a lot of times and I'd be worried a lot of times. I'm always in my head and I'm my biggest critic, to be honest. I'm always constantly critiquing myself. I'm always trying to find new ways to improve what I do, and I'm very hard on myself. I go through struggles too. Nobody's perfect. And one of those things is like finding a job, I've been here for about 10, 11 months. We were talking about it earlier at dinner, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I can be mad that I still haven't found the job that I want, because I have had a few jobs, a few offers, but I'm like, no, like, I'm not settling. You know what I'm saying? Like, I worked my butt off for so long, for 5+ years, and, doing what I love, but in an environment that was so toxic and not healthy for me, and that I went through so much. And I'm not about to put myself in the same situation again. I went through that for a reason. And I like to look at it that way. Like, I went through that stuff so that I can take this break. I saved all that money that I worked so hard for, and I saved it so that I can take a break, so that I can last as long as I can to find what it is that I want to be doing, and a new way to be earning money, a new way to work for more things that I want. There was days where I thought that my bank account was gonna hit zero, but it didn't, because I knew that God was supporting me the whole time. I knew that I was gonna get myself out of that situation no matter what, because I know that I'm a hard worker and I know myself. You know what I'm saying? I saw this TikTok that Pause. Maybe we should just take them off because I'm gonna go to bed almost anyways. But I saw this TikTok the other day about a girl complaining that she quit her 9 to 5 to pursue her dreams or whatever, to do content creation or whatever. And a lot of people in the comments were like hating, like they were like, no, you can't do that, like you're crazy, blah 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 blah. And she was like, how are you going to tell me what to do in my life? You know what I'm saying? Like, she just went on this whole rant about how like people would try to project their own insecurities and their own fears on you. You can't quit and do that, but I can, because I set myself up for that. That's what she was saying. Like, she knew that she was gonna be able to get another job eventually. And I feel like that's when she said that, that's how I felt. I'm like, one, I'm young. Two, I'm educated. Three, I am a hard worker. So I know that whatever I do, I'm gonna succeed in, or I'm gonna learn something new that I can succeed in. And I really have that mentality. I feel like that is a winner, like millionaire mentality. is that no matter what you do, you know that you're gonna succeed. And she wasn't letting other people who are scared of that type of freedom, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like we all deserve a break sometimes. I honestly think that either we're forced into breaks or we set ourselves up well enough to take a break. And in my case, it was a little bit of both, you know, because I was burnt out. I didn't even know how I was going to get through this past year, and I did. And there was only like 1 or 2 times where I actually got scared that I wasn't going to make it, that I wasn't going to persevere through, that I didn't even know how I was going to afford things. But I feel like I'm at a point where I'm no longer scared because I've seen where God has saved me sometimes from that. You know, and each time that I get scared, he comes and he sends me a message, or he blesses me with something else. Whether that's, you know, a mysterious check, whether that's a new job, a new opportunity, just different things that pull me through. And that's just confirmation for me to keep going, for me to keep chasing my dreams, because I'm backed up by the universe, because you set yourself up for success. You took the action, you took the steps, you learned to have patience. You waited for your wins for your seed that you planted to grow. You know what I'm saying? I also heard another YouTuber say, like, you kept planting a seed and then you kept digging it up to check if it's growing. Like, you can't do that, right? When you plant something, you wait for it to grow, you nurture it, and you take the steps for it to become something beautiful. And that's the part where a lot of us give up. A lot of us give up along the way because we get tired of waiting, or we get convinced that it's not going to happen by others' projections, by all the naysayers, by our own damn self. You know what I'm saying? I be the reason that I want to give up sometimes. Like, no, I'm too tired. Or no, maybe I should just go back to what I was miserable doing in the first place. Like, I know one day I'm gonna look back and I'm gonna be like, I don't know what strength God gave me to pull through this whole time. But I do know, because I was there for it. There's so many things out there for you in the world, so many opportunities, so many new things to learn. If you're not accepting what the world has to offer you, if you're too scared to pursue it, then you're gonna stay obviously stuck in the same place. You're gonna feel scared and stuck, but that fear isn't real. I feel like fear is just pain and bad experiences that we have encountered in our lives, in the world. Things that are trying to make us not believe in ourselves. And it does have a lot to do with how you're raised. It does have a lot to do with your experience. But you can either take that hurt and pain and turn it into something positive, use it as your light, or you can realize that that doesn't determine what your life is going to be. I also saw a show that was like, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Well, this apple did, right? Because I seen apples that do fall far from the tree, and you could be that apple. You determine what is going to happen in your life by learning from it and improving upon it. You can take the next steps to figure out what's going to be next, little by little, brick by brick. Some people, they just don't want to learn their lesson. You know what I'm saying? And until they learn that lesson, they're going to keep repeating and repeating it. The universe is just going to keep throwing you that same lesson until you learn. And sometimes, you know, I'm like praying and I'm like, please, like, let me learn my lesson, because I know that whatever I keep repeating, I'm going to eventually stay stuck in, or it's not going to help me get to my dream. People that keep repeating the same lesson, they get comfortable because they're scared of getting hurt again, or they're scared that they just give in to the fact that they're going to keep experiencing that pain. They give up. They take that pain and they keep it inside of them and they carry it around. Well, that can change someone's whole demeanor. It changes your whole processing and your whole routine. You know, it causes those bed rotting. It causes those sleepless nights of stress. And stress does have an effect on our bodies. So, having a consistent routine, having a consistent schedule, that helps in those building blocks of getting to where you want to go. I feel like a lot of people think that just because you have a schedule or a list or notes and routines that you have mental issues or something. I feel like actually you're a genius for that, because it's not just for people that can't focus. It's not just for people that have issues or mental disorders. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their issues, or you have trauma. I think that using the tools that we have is going to help us push forward. Not only just money, not only just a schedule, I'm not saying that your life is going to improve just because you created a list or a schedule. A lot of that requires action still. Having a schedule is something that we've been accustomed to since we were little, being in school or just at home. You can tell that the most high functioning homes are the ones that are run by schedule and rules and routines and traditions. And like I was saying earlier, a lot of support, because a lot of us, we don't have a family who is so supportive as we think. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can have people who support us, but sometimes they don't know how to support you fully, or sometimes they don't know how to give you the support that you actually need. Like, time and money and numbers are actually not real. Like, we made those things up to keep us in a schedule, in a routine, because data works. It shows results. It's the fact that they're used to measure consistency. These are things that were made by us to help us evolve, to help us evaluate and elevate. But I want to talk about this because a lot of times I would feel alone, or I love my alone time, but I'm always wondering, like, hey, why am I still stuck here? Why am I still, not building a community, not finding my tribe, not finding my supporters as much as I want to? I feel like I know the answer though. It's because sometimes, I am confused at what steps I want to take. Like, oh, I want to do this. No, I want to go that way. No, I want to go that way. No, I want to go this way. I'm always torn. But that's when I need to find that guide, that support. Well, that's why I turn to faith and, helping each other that way. Me doing this for y'all, whoever's listening, or, the people that I watch on YouTube that may guide me, or the people at church that I may turn to. Those are all things that remind me not to stay stuck. And people are always asking me, like, oh, how do you always have motivation? How do you always keep going? How do you always have new ideas and this, and that? And it's because I go and I find those things that I know are going to help motivate me. And I don't choose to stay stuck and comfortable in the same cycle that I already know is not working. And I don't feel stuck anymore. I keep going. And you can't put a time limit on it. When I say time limit, I mean, like, you have to be patient. You have to accept that things are happening for a reason. You have to appreciate whatever you have right now and make it better. If you look at rich people, if you look at people who you think have accomplished things in this life, people who are happy, I really believe that it's because they took those steps that were necessary. They got out of their comfort zone. They pushed themselves. And that's a millionaire mindset. That's a healthy mindset. And sometimes I do get caught up in the numbers. I get reminded that I'm not in control. What I am in control of is me, right? My actions, my choices. Your world changes according to that. So the question is, are you going to push yourself out of your comfort zone? Are you going to do what you need to do and work on it? Are you going to be patient and nurture it so that it can grow? And so building a routine around your goals is key. But you're growing yourself within those goals that you want because you're not setting a time limit on it. You know that it's going to happen already. And you're not creating this barrier that is not letting these new experiences enter, that is not letting what's necessary happen. It's not just about taking the first steps like, oh, I did it. Each step might get harder and harder because you've already accomplished it one by one. Just like a video game, if you choose to stay in the same level that you already won, how do you expect to get to the final level? How do you expect to get to to win the whole entire game, to win the big prize. So I really believe like it's not a race, you know, it's a sprint, it's walking. And that's something else. Like somebody told me like, oh, you could lose more weight just by walking. And I'm like, I believe it. I believe it. Not only because I'm a walker, I walk outside a lot and it helps me to stay healthy, but I really feel like sometimes we need to slow down and we need to take some time to reevaluate and look at our lives and sit with it so that we can improve upon it, so that we can determine where to go next, so that we can pick up those skills and quality that we need to improve and level up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. All right, it's time for me to go to bed. Once I start dancing and singing, that's how you know. But I believe in us, guys. I believe that we shouldn't let the temporary things that is going on in the world or in your life hold us back from the bigger picture, the bigger prize. And I want to leave you guys off with a quick little Bible verse. So I got my little deck right here, typical affirmation cards, and let's pull like maybe like 3 affirmation cards to end this video. So I'm gonna shuffle them. I suck at shuffling, don't make fun of me. Okay, maybe I'm not supposed to shuffle them, whatever. Okay, let's pull some. I'm gonna go with this blue one because I'm wearing blue. Hold up, can y'all hear me? Okay, it says Psalm 16:11. You will show me the path of life. In your presence is fullness of joy. In your right hand there are pleasures forevermore. I love it. I feel like that definitely goes with what we talked about. Let's do another one. Ooh, this one. Ooh. Okay. Should we read the one that fell out? Okay, we'll do this one and then one more. So it says Mark 10:27. With men it is impossible, but not with God, for all things are possible with God. Period. And then one more. Let's do Psalm 147:3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. So I love these. These are just some messages of hope. And I really hope that it resonated with you guys. So I'm gonna go take my makeup off and go to bed. Love y'all and keep going.